DreamHack Masters Spring 2020, and you would have been watching around the world, North America and Europe having already kicked off. But now it's time for us down here in the land down under to get things underway for Asia and Oceania. Of course, today we're talking about Asia. My name is Elfish Sky, and I'm here to take you through all of today's proceedings alongside Pilsky and alongside Mac, who joined me once again on the desk. And fellas, it really does feel like we were doing just this exact same thing a couple of weeks ago.
Because we were. I mean, we were covering the Road to Rio. Now here's another tournament that is going to get our appetite nice and whetted for some Asian CS.
Yeah, look, I'm very excited to get into the first matchup of the day, and it's going to be a bit spicy, but I'm still a little bit worried for both the Thai teams tonight.
Yeah, definitely have to agree with you. We are probably not too keen on what's coming in here for the Thai region. I know going into Road to Rio, we really had our thoughts that the Thai region was going to kind of make a bit of a breakout performance. They weren't able to do it there. Pilsky, is there much of a chance that they're going to be able to do it here in DreamHack Masters?
It's a big question mark, obviously. We're going to have to see. Their form coming into it isn't fantastic. I wouldn't count out Lucid Dream. Obviously, they're a bit of a wild card with their changes. Beyond's looking to turn their form around. Look, it's not likely, but there's no way they can show a worse performance than they did in Road to Rio. Surely it's going to be an uphill from here.
Absolutely. Before we get too far into the discussions, want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, of course, making this all possible. And it's exactly what we need right now when it comes to Asian Counter-Strike, because at the moment things have been a little bit rough for Asian Counter-Strike. There's not a lot going on, so it's great to have DreamHack and, of course, all those sponsors on board as well, giving us something to take a look at. But let's throw it to you here, Mac, as well. What's your take on that? Is there much of a chance here for the Thai region, or is it China #1 as what we saw in Road to Rio up until Mongolia was #1?
It's always China #1, Jordan. I don't know why that's even a question we need to be asking at this point. We saw what happened in Road to Rio. We're going to see the exact same thing here tonight.
Absolutely. Well, let's take a quick look at the bracket as well as we start talking a little bit more in depth about the matches that we're going to get across the course of these Asia playoffs. Now, we have been talking about the fact that Tyloo and Vici, you know, we're probably expecting them to look a little bit better than the two Thai teams, Beyond and Lucid. But you take a look at these teams and you think now, you know what, actually, we might have expected to see a different couple of teams come through as the top 4 teams in Asia had the qualifiers been a little bit closer to today, right? This has sort of turned out this way because we saw those qualifiers a couple of months ago where the Thai region was the strongest region within SEA, and now things are starting to look a little bit interesting. So I think this is very important for Beyond and for Lucid to kind of have that bit of a redemption arc coming in here, particularly after their failures in Road to Rio.
Yeah, and it's a bit of a different tournament format to Road to Rio that might be a little bit more forgiving to a team that's had a bit of a slow start as of late. You're going to have that losers bracket to get yourself nice and warmed up. You're going to have plenty of series, plenty of games for at least one of these Thai teams to give themselves a chance to have a better run in this tournament. Whereas in Road to Rio, you play, you know, a couple of series that don't go too well for you, and all of a sudden you don't have a chance to make it through the group.
Definitely, definitely. These are the two matches that we're going to get to take a look at tonight. So it is going to be China against Thailand in both aspects. Tyloo and Beyond, and Tyloo was obviously a finalist in Road to Rio. Vici and then Lucid Dream, which was kind of heralded almost to be one of the matchups of the tournament in Road to Rio, and ended up being quite a disappointing one. So Vici, I think for their own right, do still have some storylines coming through from the couple of matches that we got to see from them in the Road to Rio, particularly that playoffs game where they really, really struggled against Tyloo. So I think from my opinion, from my perspective, it seems like Vici does come in as still probably the strongest team in this competition, but the jury's kind of out as to whether or not they're actually going to back that up.
Yeah, look, I still feel like they are coming in as the favourites. They just dropped the ball in that one very important match in Road to Rio, and hopefully they don't do the same thing here. You know, going up against Lucid Dream, there is upset potential if Lucid Dream play their game, but Lucid Dream just have not looked like what they did in the qualifier recently.
Yep, definitely. So we'll talk all about that when we get further on into that bracket, when we get into game number 2. But for now, it's time to turn our attention to this first one between Tyloo and Beyond. And there's a couple of storylines that come into this one for both of the two teams. I think the most important one, of course, Tyloo. They got into that grand final of Road to Rio. They're looking like one of the better teams in the Asian region at the moment, but they are still going through that sort of establishment phase, the re-establishment phase, I think I will call it, now that they've got that full 5 core of Chinese players. and we'll see how they go when they come into DreamHack Masters Spring here, because what we saw from them in Road to Rio maybe didn't quite hit our expectations, or at least my expectations. I don't know if you'd echo those same thoughts though, Pilsky.
I would echo them. The thing is, like, the Tyloo in that tournament was essentially a Tyloo playing 50-60% of their potential level, and they still almost won the whole thing. So that just shows the firepower and the capability of this team. They really need to sort of discover what their style is going to be going forward, and they need to discover the individual form of some of these players to be able to actually hit that ceiling. You know, I don't think I've seen somebody play this badly in quite a while. Maybe it's a question of space in the team, but if they can discover their identity going forward in a tournament like this, and the individuals can start to raise their level, then I think they can even surpass Vici as that #1 spot in the region. And there's so much of a ceiling there that just hasn't been reached yet, and this could be a good opportunity and a good tournament to sort of ramp up into that ceiling.
Yeah, well, it really is as well, you know, all about the consistency. Tyloo, when they are hitting their stride, they are the best team in the region, but that's when they're hitting their stride, and that's what needs to be questioned.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would necessarily agree with that. I think
come
that
on.
they can hit a very good level, but are they at... Okay, this is an interesting kind of a discussion. We're going to go a little bit off tangent here, but I am pretty interested in this one personally. Pilsky, what's your take, right? Vici, Tyloo, at their peaks, who's the better team?
It depends on what your criteria is. The thing is that you can't say that Tyloo's not the best team in the region if they beat the other best team every time they play them.
That's true.
So that's sort of my
They didn't
theory
beat them to
behind it.
qualify for ESL Pro League, though. They
Yes.
did go to ESL
But that
Pro
was a
League.
different roster.
Sure, but... I mean, even still, right? We haven't seen many games between Tyloo and Vici
Yes.
just yet. We've seen that one. Looking at the games that they played, I thought Vici's peak performance in Road to Rio would have been better than the peak performance we saw from Tyloo. Now, I'm not going to argue that Vici did not perform in that playoffs game against Tyloo, but I do feel like if they performed to the level that we expected from them, they probably would have won that game.
Yeah,
I think Tyloo have more. That's the thing.
This is what I'm trying to get to. Is like, do we think Vici has more? Do we think Tyloo has more?
I think Tyloo
Both
has
good.
more. I think
Okay.
Vici's just going to continue being inconsistent. Depends on the day that they show
Sure.
up. Whereas Tyloo, I feel like they're still sitting at this level. They haven't even hit that next level yet, and they're still being able to take out Vici. They're still being able to almost win the entirety of Road to Rio. So
Alright.
even if they just get incrementally better, it's going to be very scary.
Okay, enough about the Chinese teams then. Maybe this is a discussion that we really are going to have to dive into. Probably come the upper bracket final, which we assume both of these two Chinese teams will get through from round 1. We do want to talk a little bit about Beyond, of course, as well here before we do go too far into the game. And Beyond is a team that really disappointed in Road to Rio. I think that's something that we can all agree on. They kind of came in. We sort of were a little bit hyped up to see how they were going to go, and they just didn't manage to do anything.
Yeah, they didn't. Olivia had a pretty shocking performance. Myros didn't play terribly well. They recently added QQ to their roster, which I thought was going to be a firepower upgrade, and he actually did play reasonably well, but they really didn't play like they had in the last couple of months. And, you know, we interviewed QQ. He said the team's a little bit disappointed about their performance, and they're looking to play better in this tournament.
Yep.
Let's see if they can back that up.
Look, I have to agree as well. Look, Olivia was definitely one of the best players on that team, and he just didn't hit his stride in Road to Rio. Hopefully we see them starting to come together, starting to get that chemistry working as we do head into DreamHack here. And there is chance for an upset, but it will rely on Tyloo not playing up to their standards.
Well, in particular, if we're going to see Dan King and Olivia obviously taking the AWPs in this matchup, you know, we know what kind of an explosive and powerful player Dan King can be. If Olivia's not really there to match it, and as what we would consider one of the better players in this Beyond roster, it's going to be a tough run here for Beyond. Either way, let's dive straight into the map veto here, and we'll take a quick look at a couple of the bands to start things off, fellas. It's looking like a pretty interesting matchup between these two teams. Obviously, we know that Beyond has these couple of maps that they don't really play very well, and they're both maps actually that Tyloo don't mind. So we're going to get Mirage Band actually by Beyond, which is a bit of a surprise to me, to be honest. Nuke's taken away by Tyloo. That's fair enough, but what's your take as far as these maps are concerned for the picks? Because I see a couple of good ones available for Tyloo right there.
Oh, it's not surprising to see Nuke taken out by Tyloo. As for Beyond banning Mirage, that's an interesting sort of way to go and angle at it, because they haven't really been picking Mirage that much. They've actually preferred to pick the Inferno a couple of times and stuff like that in Road to Rio. So I'm keen to see where it's going to go. The thing about this map veto is it's extremely hard to predict the way that this is going to go, because both of these teams are so wildly inconsistent at the moment with their performances on maps that it's hard to really get a good grip for their map pool.
I feel like we're going to be seeing a Dust 2.
Dust 2? Yeah.
I think that's going to be a
For
Tyloo
sure.
pick coming up next. And for Beyond, you don't want to be playing Tyloo on Train. That's the thing.
I don't know
So-
who's going to pick Dust 2, to be honest. It's going to be quite hard to tell. I wouldn't be surprised to see an Overpass in there, maybe a Train. I'd say Beyond will probably go towards a Train or something like that. That would be my guess.
Yeah, like it seems as though we're all on different sort of, I I guess, analogies or different ideas as to where this one is going to go. I'm going to say Dust 2 from Tyloo and Overpass maybe from Beyond. Let's have a look and see what we are going to get. And it's Inferno from Beyond, Dust 2 from Tyloo. So we got at least that one. As what I'm told is that both teams are starting on CT side as well, by the way, for the opponent's map pick. So Tyloo will start on CT side of Inferno. But Inferno, you know, I don't think it's going to be a map that Tyloo will be particularly disappointed to see. They've played it a lot recently.
And that's a very curious veto, because if you're Beyond, you definitely could have gone towards a train, even though that's a map that Tyloo's played a little bit.
Yeah.
Inferno is a map that Tyloo picked against Vici, I'm pretty sure, in Road to Rio. So Beyond has definitely got to be ready for them. Maybe they're sort of trying to go with the known quantity rather than trying to go to a different map. You know, become a little bit more well prepared for their opponent. But I have to say that Tyloo definitely didn't look too bad on Inferno when I watched them play it in Road to Rio. The only reason why they lost against Vici is I think Orman dropped like a 30-something bomb. Kaze had a pretty good game, so I wouldn't say that it's going to be a guaranteed win for them.
All right, let's go and have a look at what that final map is before I let you come back into the conversation here, Mac. It's going to be Train.
Yep.
So this was one that you were kind of looking for a little bit, Mac. You said was it you or was it Pilly? I don't remember. Yeah. Either way, one of you said you weren't too keen on seeing Beyond go against Tyloo on Train, and it's looking like it might be a tough one here for Beyond.
This is looking like a Tyloo veto, everything considered.
Yes.
Look, if anything, Beyond might be taking Inferno. That's if Tyloo don't bring their A game. Dust 2, Tyloo's just very, very good at that map. Beyond didn't look too good. They might have fixed something since Road to Rio, but from what we've seen recently, this is just looking like it's going to be a Tyloo ball game.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if you look at the maps, these are good maps for Beyond as well. Train was a map that they were picking. Dust 2 is a map they've got quite a history on, and they've chosen Inferno. So these are maps that they should be historically quite happy with, quite familiar with. It's just a question of whether they're going to bring that form. This is form debate. It's not a map pool debate, I think.
All right, well, it's time to put your money where your mouth is then, Pilski, as we now lock in our predictions. We did do these admittedly before we got to see the map veto, but I don't think the map veto realistically would have changed too much. So if we go ahead and bring them up, obviously you're going to go and see that we've probably all gone for the same thing, and indeed we have. It's Tyloo across the board there. And look, let's be real, Pilski, even after seeing the map veto there, you wouldn't have been changing, would you?
No, I wouldn't have been. I don't think the maps matter. I think it's a question of form. I think Tyloo's just got a little bit more in the tank. If they just sort of bring up their level even 10, 20%, they're going to be quite hard to beat. Whereas Beyond, they played quite poorly in the Road to Rio. I think they're going to have to play above average even for their level going back a couple of months to be able to take out Tyloo here. And that's my big problem. I haven't seen it from them, so I don't expect them to be playing at quite a high level coming into this matchup. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, look, if you have Mayrolls and Olivia playing really well and QQ God there as well, then I feel like Beyond might have a chance, especially on Inferno, as I said before. And if we do go to Train, look, Tyloo, they have always been pretty strong on Train themselves. I haven't seen Beyond play Train, so...
It's been one of their picks going back a little while, so, you know, that's a team they're used to playing against Lucid Dream on and some of those Thai teams, so I wouldn't be surprised to see them have quite a strong Train. It's just a question of whether they can sort of implement that on the day, in my opinion.
Yeah, sure. As far as storylines are concerned, though, this one should be a 2-0 for Tyloo, and then they can really turn their attention to Vici as we progress on through the upper bracket and then into the grand final as well. This, theoretically, should be a formality for Tyloo, I think is the real takeaway.
It should be, but I don't want it to be. I want to see this group get exciting. I want to see the Thai teams actually step up to the level that we know, because we know even going back to Alpha Red, even going back to the old Lucid Dream roster, the Thai teams can definitely take it to the Chinese teams if they actually step up to their level and they're feeling it on the day. This is an online competition. This is a whole bunch of maps that they're comfortable on. They've had a little bit of time to work on their form, work on their performance. We want to see them play well here today.
Indeed we do. Well, we're going to head into map number 1, which will be, of course, Inferno, and it is the choice of Beyond. So, Mac, how are we feeling about this one? Are you expecting a close one? Are you expecting a blowout? Is Tyloo just going to run away with things as the odds would have us believe?
With the current economy, it's always going to be a close one, and I am expecting the same again today, although Tyloo, I'm happy for them to prove me wrong. Beyond as well, it's their map pick, and they are going to be starting on the T side so they can define the pace. So Dan King, as always, just getting very aggressive over towards mid there. Looking to take a couple of battles there, and Beyond now posturing to hit the A side, it looks like.
Well, it's a 4-1 split here for Tyloo. They've only got the one player over towards B, so they'll be quite happy to see this actually go toward A from Beyond. Dan King on a bit of an eager push forward there. Does get his head blown off by QQ. And so now 4-on-3. as far as, or 5-on-3 even for Beyond to walk into this A bomb site. Flashbang goes through. It's QQ to lead the charge here. An attacker gets absolutely steamrolled. Someone's able to get one, but no more than that. And that'll be the A bomb site taken. That'll be the round.
Yeah, great aggression and the nice late push from Olivia as well, just securing that final pick. And look, there's not much hope for somebody. He has body armor, no kit to play with, and he's not even going to touch this with the 10-foot pole, just happily hiding on the other side of Arch. Looks like he is just going to be pushing as he's known for, looking for some exits. Aggression is his favourite game, and Beyond, yeah, they have secured this first round. So, T-Pistol, found by Beyond on their map pick. That's a strong way to start it. Tyloo. We've seen a few times they take a little while to get into the game, to get that momentum and confidence pumping. But when it does, that is when it's dangerous. So, let's see how this one goes. Beyond, let's see if they can stop Tyloo, who I believe are going to be forcing up into the second.
Yeah, you'd have to imagine that they will. Somebody has managed to actually grab himself the kit there as well, so all's well that ends well for Tyloo. They take a little bit through from that one. It's going to be CZs here, a little bit of utility. The grenade's starting to come out as well. Take a look at QQ, who managed to get the entry, which was not too bad at all for Beyond. I think for Beyond, you know, it's pretty important to put rounds on the board pretty early, like what you say. You know, if Tyloo gets onto a bit of a roll, it's going to be a problem for this Thai roster. But we did see a pretty disappointing performance from them in Road to Rio. We've talked a lot negatively about them in that pre-show and in the lead up to this game. But that's not to say that they were not a team that we thought could actually challenge heading into Road to Rio. Obviously, those results have really changed and shaped our opinions. But if we kind of forget that, if we forget Road to Rio, you know, Beyond was looking like a pretty decent prospect even a month ago.
That's it, right? It's Beyond. They're not a bad team. It's just they're up against Tyloo right now, and that's what we're considering. And it looks like Beyond are just progressively making their way into apartments, clearing out carps there. Bracket control from Tyloo, so this could be dangerous if Beyond start to head in that direction. But it looks like after making all this noise, they're going to go for the late retake at Banana. And slowly, he's got some utility here to buy some time for the rotation for the rest of Tyloo.
Well, so far so good for Tyloo. They haven't lost a player. They've kept Beyond Esports at bay. Beyond hasn't taken control of Nana. They haven't taken control of brackets. And so it's going to be quite late in the round when Beyond actually inevitably does probably end up hitting this B bomb site. I'm almost surprised to see the fact that Tyloo hasn't sent a rotator across just yet. But
Tyloo could have done their homework here. That's the thing.
It could be a good read because Beyond are exiting and they're cancelling. And now they really have to commit to a site. So the fact that Tyloo have kept 4 here on A is fantastic. Little bit of grenade damage, chip damage. That is a lot of grenade damage. Somebody with a CZ and Summer helps him out as well. It's a 2-for-2 trade, but on the entry, that's not good enough for Beyond. Attacker with the Deagle, and that is going to be that. Beyond, they just walk into the stack. Tyloo reading them like a book. You talked about it. Maybe they have a bit of a counter strat. Maybe they've got a bit of an idea as to what Beyond likes to do on that anti-eco because they seem to know exactly where Beyond was.
That was it, and you could see just how confident Dan King was. He dropped that smoke with 30 seconds to go over at the B site. Didn't hear another thing. Tyloo were not tempted to go for that rotation, and they stuck to their guns, and now they're on the better buy again. You've got the Deagles coming out from it Beyond, going for a force of their own and hoping to topple the Kings of Tyloo. But look at this, very aggressive down Banana already slowly. Just using the cover of the Molotov to get that nade out to T-Stairs. Beyond have a flash and a smoke, and I dare say they're going to be targeting Banana on a retake.
I mean, I think what you're seeing already here from Beyond is that they're quite tentative even to take that map control, right? We've got 1:20 left in the round, so there's a lot of time here, but they haven't been able to get their way into brackets or in Banana early in either of the last couple of rounds. So the way that that is continuing to persist here, the grenade comes in from Tyloo at the perfect time as well. This is going to continue to keep Beyond a little bit scared maybe of even walking up into brackets, and they're going to back away again. The re-smoke comes across, and we're in the same situation as the last round unless they pop flash through this smoke.
Straight in the bracket they go. Olivia managing to make the trade work. Attacker looking strong with the AK. That's going to be the triple. Somebody as well to mop up the mess, and there it is. 2 on the board for Tyloo. That's the lead with only 1 casualty coming out of the previous round. That is huge for the economy on the CT side.
Yeah, and that's not looking good at all for Beyond right now, is it? It just seems like they're completely struggling to even take any map control at all. And then when they do try to take map control, you have Attacker there getting a triple kill with an AK that he picked up from the force buy that they won in round 2. So it's just like everything that could potentially go wrong for Beyond Esports here is going wrong for them. I mean, we may well see that continue from what we sort of theorized out of the Road to Rio results. Danking this time showing a bit of aggression with that MP9, getting up into the apartments and having a bit of a look into second mid. So too is Slowly as he runs down Banana. And this is the kind of Tyloo that you don't really want to play against. Slowly's going to get a double kill, maybe even a triple. They know that they're onto the pistols, and Tyloo is now taking this game into their own hands. So for all the good that we spoke about, getting that pistol, Beyond potential to keep Tyloo at bay, really hasn't eventuated. We're into round 4 now, and Tyloo is playing this game like it's their own.
Well, that's it. Tyloo just needed the rifles, needed the SMGs, and look at the confidence just being displayed there. Slowly, straight down Banana, not slipping over himself, and, well, just picking up everything he needs to. So much money in the bank there as well with the SMG kills farmed. Look at that, just a bit of miscommunication with the smoke and Molly going out towards the stairs, but slowly making the split-second decision to continue going forward. And Beyond, they couldn't communicate that in time, both stuck in the pit. It's rough to see. Anyway, it looks like it is going to be an approach up second mid now. Beyond staying silent here as they are back on the rifles.
Indeed. Another deep smoke into Banana from Tyloo, and you can bet that they'll look to take some control off the back of that. I see Molly's going down as well, and Slowly's taking a peek. In the meanwhile, Beyond are going to be working their way into brackets, but a 1-for-1 for Summer. An attacker here with the AK so far has been sublime for Tyloo. He'll double down and get a couple. The rotation is going to be quick here for Tyloo, though, and Beyond leaving that bomb behind cost them a couple of seconds that could actually prove crucial here.
Oh, and somebody's going straight through that Molotov. Can't deny the plant, but has all the info in the world. 18 HP remaining for Mayrolls. If he can clutch this, that will be ridiculous. But the nade, the perfect nade. Kobe.
Yeah,
that's all you can say.
It's just the fact that they leave the bomb there in brackets for that extra couple of seconds gives somebody that confidence to push through. He hears them running away. He sees that Molly go down. He knows they're going to try and plant the bomb here. He just pushes through it, true to, you know, the usual style from somebody. And it works out perfectly for Tyloo. They're up 4-1 here. They lose a few guns, but it's not too big of a deal. Look at the money that they have in their back pocket right now, Mac. Beyond are in trouble at the moment.
Yeah, for many around, even if Tyloo do manage to slip up. But at this point, looks like it's just Beyond it doing the slip-in. You've got Dan King there with the AWP, and that's a dangerous prospect as always. Looking like he's just going to be smashing his way to mid, and no problems with peeking that one dry either. Beyond, they are going to fall to attacker. The two-man push, it's just working out too strong. There's two people fall. Beyond, what can you say?
Getting even more difficult for Beyond, isn't it, right? When we first saw the early stages of the gun rounds, right, it was Beyond being able to take control of mid and second mid, but now they're not even really being able to do that. Tyloo's peeking them from top of mid, they're peeking them from Banana, and Beyond can't really walk anywhere without being harassed. So they've got to start feeling like they're really being encroached upon, they're really being sort of herded into a certain direction by Tyloo.
At this point, it just looks like Beyond, they're too scared to go for that early Banana control because Tyloo have been investing so much utility early on.
Yeah, they haven't taken control of Banana really at all so far in this map. Now Mayrolls is starting to get there. He's having a bit of a look, but you're down 3-on-5. Tyloo knows that they have the advantage. They don't need to be taking control of Banana. They don't need to be doing anything silly. So they're just going to sit back in the sights and wait for a push to come out from Beyond. Not only that, Mac, but they also have so much utility in the back pocket there. You see the Incendiary comes down late. That's from Slowly, who is still holding onto a smoke, which is only now being thrown. Summer, he gets the kill onto STK, who's trying to lurk out past jungle side. And reality is that Beyond can't do anything in this round. And even if they were to try, Tyloo has everything that they need to deal with it. 3 Incendiaries still available in the back pocket.
As soon as that clock hits 20, though, you'd expect them to start expending those smokes, expending those mollies, and just trying to buy the extra time, but they're happy. Look at just so much confidence. They know that Beyond are going to be going for the save.
Why would you not be confident right now as Tyloo? They have demolished Beyond Esports for 6 rounds in a row. KNTZ is going to go down there at the end of the round as well, which is going to be unfortunate for Beyond. It's another AK to reinvest into. And with a scoreline like 5-1, you just think, man, where did this go? Like, where has this first half really disappeared to? We're 6 rounds in.
It's just beginning.
It doesn't even feel like Beyond has played the game yet, though. That's the problem. That's the thing for me.
I feel like this whole map is going to feel like it's just beginning. And that's going to be a problem for Beyond. Because if you don't get the wheels running early up against Tyloo, you are screwed.
I tell you what, though, this is impressive stuff from Tyloo, off to a good start. And, you know, I don't think that we got to see, like, peak Tyloo or anything like that in Road to Rio. So I have been eager to see what they've been doing in the last couple of weeks, you know, because that theoretically now is a time frame where these new players should have been integrated appropriately into the roster as opposed to kind of rushed in for Road to Rio. This is now where we should really get to see what this Tyloo roster is all about.
Oh, nade timing, perfect there. Look how much damage that single piece of utility has done. It's amazing. Dan King not going to bite off more than he can chew. Will fall back, but that's going to be double-faced attacker. Isn't going to miss those. Now the 3 remaining players for Beyond are looking to go for the retake at Banana. They're going to have to do so dry. Only 1 smoke to execute on the B site. And somebody, he is hungry up on the top of Oranges. You've got slowly jiggling there at CT with the smoke that he can drop at any point to buy an extra 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not looking good for Beyond here.
No, certainly not. Somebody's waiting with his flash here. And slowly is going to potentially peek off the back of it. Yeah, Beyond tries to go through the smoke. It was a bit of an awkwardly thrown smoke, but you can see how easily that's swept aside by Tyloo. And I think that's one of the key takeaways for me as well, is that so far, we've only had 10 kills from Beyond across 7 rounds, if my math is correct, which it is. I've double-checked maths on stream. 10 kills over 7 rounds is not nearly enough to get the CT economy in a precarious position. I mean, look at that. 13K, 10K, 12K. You can't complain about it here for Tyloo at all. None of these rounds have even looked close, and Dan King's going to start getting into that kind of mood as well. Then it goes from bad to worse for Beyond.
Well, it looked like there was a team flash coming through there as well, which is kind of just a bit of salt in the wound. So that is quite unfortunate to see. Speaking of flashes, that flash that I think it was somebody threw from Oranges on the previous round was absolutely perfectly timed, allowed the double peek and shut it down. But here we are, Deagles again for Beyond, and it looks like Olivia has no problems just standing alone at the top of mid here. Very confident that there's going to be no spamming from Tyloo. They haven't been going over aggressive behind these smokes. They're just holding, waiting for Beyond to be the ones to make mistakes here.
Well, they don't really need to. QQ gets spotted as the smoke blooms. Dan King having a bit of aim prac here, really.
Oh.
He probably gets a 4K for the round, which is what eventuates. So that's not a good round to give to a player like Dan King, that is for sure.
No, the confidence booster, and he got plenty of them there and then. 10 kills already in 8 rounds. This man, he impressed in a couple of games over in Road to Rio, but he is certainly looking to impress right now. As we do head into the 9th, it is going to be a tactical for Beyond, who are just looking for some answers.
They really do need a bit of a reset here, right? They won round 1. Pistol, it looked really good, actually. Tyloo was just completely shut out of that round. As soon as the entries got hit by QQ, Beyond was straight into the bomb site. Tyloo could do nothing. But it's been a complete role reversal ever since then. Every other round, it's not even looked like Beyond has been close to challenging. And if I'm not mistaken, Mac, they haven't actually gotten the bomb down apart from in the pistol round in this map so far, which just goes to show how one-sided things have been.
Yeah, you'd be correct there. I'm pretty sure Tyloo have just been holding like absolute champions.
And they haven't even really gotten onto the bomb sites either.
Oh,
there was the one round.
The one round.
Where they almost planted the bomb, somebody running through the molly.
Yeah.
But
no, they planted that round. They just planted.
They just planted.
Yes.
Okay, that's true. Yeah, they did. But, you know, I'm trying
2 bomb plants, 8 rounds, not bad.
I'm just trying to figure it out here for Beyond. I'm trying to give them a little bit of something, but it's just quite difficult to really find a way that they're going to get any kind of inroads into this matchup if they're not even being able to get onto the bomb sites. Here's a bit of something different, though. Some utility being thrown over. Going to smoke off arch side.
But the thing is, Tyloo, 4 men here on the A site. This is not where you want to be running as Beyond. But then again, Dan King, he's so confident over towards B. I don't know if they've heard the AWP shot yet. I don't think they have.
No,
Dan King's just at the ready at car.
Hot flash goes in here, and Beyond will peek off of the back of it. It's a different setup from Tyloo this time, with Attacker sitting in the cutout. And Beyond are doing what they need to at the moment. They've taken control of brackets. The smokes are going to come across for library side.
Oh, so that's going to be the around the world smoke, just denying any vision from Moto, but it won't matter. Beyond all grouping up over towards Banana. It's Dan King on the green gun.
Yeah, he's fearless as well. He just takes that re-peek and Beyond can't do anything about it. The rotation has come across just a little bit too late, but Summer boosted up on top of the flower pots. He should get a freebie onto my rolls. A messy spray and he's punished. SDK will shut him down, but it's still a 1-for-1. 3-on-3 as the bomb plant goes down. And finally now, a winnable looking round for Beyond.
Great position in attacker. Just holding his ground, waiting for the banana players to make their way through. It is going to be Pop Flash at the top over the wall, but SDK in the perfect position, just peeking out from sandbags if he can find somebody. This should be a second round for Beyond, but somebody goes a little bit too wide there. Attacker 1v3, can't get the job done. It's going to be Kent's 2 on the board for Beyond as they finally managed to salvage something.
Well, that is a small ray of hope, you know? It's a glint of hope, really. I don't know that there's too much to really draw from it for Beyond, but it's something.
Denking again. He has just peaked these angles so many rounds now. Beyond unable to do a thing. There's no flashes just being belted over mid to stop him or scare him off this line. Beyond, they've just been loving second. Going for that apartment's control early. And again, Tyloo, they've gone for full banana control themselves. They've managed to place somebody down into Olaf. Off the back of the flash. Just going to continue to aggress. Smoke at the bottom. And oh, how's that happen? Dan King finally manages to get back on the line again. And the bomb's gone down at mid. Things couldn't be worse right now for Beyond. They need to string some rounds. QQ looking for an equalizer. Just edging around, but attacker on the perfect off angle. Summer in a great position to swing.
Even if he somehow kills attacker right now, Summer's just there for the trade straight away, and it'd be tough for anyone else to deal with Summer. Slowing things down is Tyloo right now with all of that utility. Dan King just forced away by that flash. A bit better from Beyond, but KNTZ is still caught napping in Boiler. With that smoke down, Dan King is feeling quite adventurous. He looks like he almost even wants to push through it. He's got a little bit of a hole in it. Does just see my rolls, but can't connect the shot. Still backs on up here. Knows QQ's pushing. Misses the shot. Here's an opportunity for Beyond. But there's still 2 players. One in pit, one up on top of balcony. And how do you even deal with this with the amount of time available? Summer should get them all. A third on the trot for him. And that is 8-2 the scoreline now. Tyloo going another one up. You just think there was a moment for Beyond there, but then you see the 2 players still on the bomb site. You think, maybe not.
Well, they've done it again, so you could see Dan King was just so happily standing over towards quad there with Diggity. And that supportive Molotov, that one that you just saw on your screen, that got extinguished by a smoke, which brought so much time Beyond their plan to split into the A site. The brakes had to be hit because otherwise they would have had to go through the smoke, which they did, and you saw what happened. They just got destroyed on the entrance. Well, new round, new Beyond maybe. Nade coming through, very aggressive from QQ there, but the molly was just splitting up the offenses. You can see Olivia has fallen as well. Dan King finding that pick again down mid. Looks like that was just before the smoke bloomed. Slowly, just holds his ground. Everything just, it's all over the place at the moment. Beyond, they just don't seem to know what they want to do. Dan King not allowing anyone towards bracket as Summer again.
This is almost reminiscent of the first map of Road to Rio that we saw from Tyloo, which was Dust 2. Dan King did the exact same thing, you know, he was just running around, getting picks with the AWP on the CT side, anywhere and everywhere.
Two rounds in a row he's done that. That's disgusting.
Yeah, and you just see, like, the potential that's there for a player like Dan King.
Yes.
He's not that consistent, that's what I will say at the moment. You know, he's obviously still a pretty fresh face as far as the Chinese region is concerned, and back into the Tyloo roster. We are excited to see what he can do. If he can keep that level up for the course of an entire series, or even 80% of what he's doing right now, 75% of what he's doing, he's going to be a very, very fearsome prospect in the future throughout 2020, 2021. Definitely a rising star within the Chinese region. Either way, Beyond are not shining too brightly if they are a star in this analogy as well. Dan King, an attacker with the two-man setup in carpets. Going to be dealt with okay by Olivia, but you can almost sense Dan King, he wants to take that repeat. You know, he wants to be on the aggressive, he wants to be on the front foot. And I almost back him to do that at the moment.
Oh.
But expertly rotates across. He's going to get the final 2 kills there anyway. And 18-5 is now his scoreline. So he really just terrorizes Beyond.
Speaking of, there was just so much utility used over towards Banana there for Tyloo. Just perfect for the anti-eco. No one able to stand in the corners. I can't remember who it was, but someone was just trying to hide behind the half wall at the top of Banana, and the Molotov just locked them in completely, and he was dead no matter where he tried to go because there'd already been a lot of damage coming through from those HEs. Which is perfect utilization, and now Olivia wants to go toe-to-toe with Dan King, who is not going to be scared from going for these peaks on the angles again. Beyond, unable to deal with it. They're just going to be forced to play Tyloo's game. Starting to go towards Banana now, though.
At least they've got Banana control there, right? At least they've got something. And it's pretty early in the round as well, 1.5 minutes in. Slowly, he's going to re-aggress. And a double tap to the head of both Myrolls and QQ. And as soon as it looks okay... Well, this is peak somebody. He's gone straight through a smoke. He's gotten himself a 3rd kill. And yeah, as soon as you think it's going to go well for Beyond, somebody happens. And somebody was really quite disappointing in Road to Rio as well, if you remember.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice to see him coming back into a bit of form here, up to his usual tricks.
Just the balls to go through a smoke like that is crazy. I was going to compliment him for that supportive flash to allow the retake at the top of Banana. It opened up the round perfectly for Tyloo. And then he just goes with the whole W play. So whatever works. And Beyond now back to the 2v3. There is an opportunity, but Summer is sharp right now. And you have to check those STK. Now it's all up to Olivia. 1v3, 30 seconds. At least he has the bomb, but he still needs to clear this B site. Dan King peaks at the perfect moment. Nice little off angle being held there. Perfect decision making. Again, we'll put 11 on the board for Tyloo. We're 14 rounds deep, and I feel like we've been here for 10 minutes, Jordan.
Yeah, it really... This has gone by in the blink of an eye. I almost feel like the map so far has been shorter than the pre-show, which might actually be true. You know, we're, like 13 rounds in, 14 now. None of these rounds have gone down to the wire. You know, we haven't played out the full 2 minutes or anything like that. It's been sometimes a minute-long rounds.
I'll tell you the scariest thing about this situation. Tyloo, this is their CT side.
True.
You don't want to see what they can do on their T side here in Inferno.
We might not get to see too much of it, the way things are tracking at the moment.
True.
Could be a quick night.
Oh, we'll flash to brackets. Somebody in a perfect spot. No 2K for him from that position at Cubby. But still, we are going to see the rotation coming out from slowly. Good utility remaining from Beyond.
Dan King solo holding Banana as well. Does get flashed away from the line and challenged here by Olivia, but he's got plenty of time to set up on another angle.
I think that's the first shot he's missed tonight. Certainly feels like it.
Still getting pressured right now and kind of overstays a little bit. Perhaps not respecting Olivia as much as he should have. End of the day, these Beyond guys are still going to be able to run over you, and that's all it takes. One little mistake here from Tyloo, and Beyond's able to take the B bomb site. They'll probably take the round here as well.
That's the point where confidence turns to overconfidence and you completely lose the B site. Going for those shots, going for the blind ones, rather than just using your utility, rather. Your utility. Your utility,
Can I get a yo in the chat?
Oh, and Summer's just about to win the 1v4. Watch it happen.
Oh.
Headshot found.
Don't yo me.
On Olivia. He's now back on the site.
No time.
Oh, he's got a kit. But Olivia finds him looking the wrong direction.
Yeah. Yo.
Yeah.
Love to see it. Love to see Beyond get another round on the board. Wouldn't mind an 11-4 here, just to kind of keep it... Look, I know I'm grasping at straws here, right? I'm going to give it that caveat, but at least you could say, well, they are able to play with that, right? You win the pistol, you go to 11-7, and all of a sudden things don't look so bad. But 12-3, I mean, in reality, 11-4, 12-3, what does it really matter the way that Tyloo seems to be playing at the moment? Still, Beyond are going to be hoping to get as many as they can. And right now, that is the magic number 4.
$11-4 half. Not the worst situation for Beyond. As long as they bring the pain in the second half, there is a chance, but Tyloo are just looking so good right now and continuing to do so. Somebody going to be AWPing over towards the B site this time. Double AWP for Tyloo. Beyond just waiting for Tyloo to make a mistake again. It worked in the previous round. Retake flash comes through. Smoke goes down very deep at Banana, but now somebody has to hit everything here. Finds himself 2K. That's all he'll get. But the B site has now been lost.
He was half a second off getting a third there as well. If he fires that shot, even unscoped, there's a good chance it's going to hit one of those guys. Still, he's done enough. 2 for 1. You'll take it. Bomb plan is going to go down for Beyond. So this isn't an unwinnable round. And the fact that Olivia now has an AWP in the hands and controls Banana is a bit of a head scratcher for Tyloo, as they're going to have to work their way around that. Slowly pushing in from construction here. They are held at bay by the smoke. But sooner or later, Tyloo are going to commit to it. They've got some flashes. Attacker able to throw them in for his teammates. First kill goes the way of Slowly. The second as well. And you start thinking about maybe this is something that we'll get to see on the T side. KNTZ though, can't hang on in the end. Dan King, 13 HP. The round will go the way of Tyloo. But what I did say there, Mac, a bit of a prelude maybe as to what we're going to get to see on the T side is Slowly running into those bomb sites and getting those entries. That's what we have coming up for us after this break. Don't go too far. Tyloo moving over onto the T side.
Alright, you pick up, heard your voice, but still it's not enough, 'cause I need us. I swear it's the last time I'm going.
Well, straight back into the game here. Tyloo 12-3, and things are not looking too good for Beyond at the moment. We had our expectations. We anticipated that Tyloo would be the stronger team in this matchup, but quite frankly, Mac, I didn't think that it was going to be this one-sided.
No. Well, it will depend on the pistol. If Beyond manage to take a second pistol, there is an opportunity for them to get in the game. But remember, they took that T-sided pistol and they've only got 3 rounds here. They couldn't win that anti-eco. Tyloo are just looking too hot at the moment. Let's see what they do with these 2 sets of utility.
Oh.
But Kent's all the way down mid already.
Yeah, I think they've been spotted out as well, though, by somebody. And this is not a challenge that you want to take. Oh, out of the frying pan, into the fire. And that's not looking too fun for Beyond. Although, if somebody does lose this Angel, now they're in a bit of a sandwich.
Oh.
QQ's hitting some shots with the pistols.
Okay.
Well, okay. Indeed. That's the only way I can really sort of break that one down.
Yes, QQ.
Yes.
Very sharp with the USP. Congratulations. Now, give us another. That's what we need. We need to try to build a comeback story, but we can't do that unless you make a comeback happen, Beyond. Tyloo, obviously going for the buy again. They're very happy to do that, especially given it is Inferno. These pistols, very strong weapons on this map. Nade in a decent spot, doesn't do a huge amount of damage. But Beyond, not too aggressive down mid, just with the SMGs here, although QQ has an M4 to play with. Util for days, 2 kits. It has cost him the head armor, but given the fact that he is up against the Deagles, that head armor won't matter too much. Beyond now, taking that banana control. Tyloo, look, this is so different to what we saw from Beyond. Tyloo are just in the center of the map. They're in mid. And I dare say we're going to see this over and over just from the confidence they have.
Yeah. They're not too afraid to jump up into apartments either. Smoke's going down on Arch side. Olivia pushes through. So they do have a man with a master plan, and that is Olivia. If he gets the timing right here, it could be pretty problematic for Tyloo. They don't have anyone. Oh, no. Someone's still watching it, but he has a grenade in his hands, and that is the problem. Only a 1-for-1 there, though. Tyloo probably not too disappointed by that one. KNTZ has got the backup of STK as well. I wonder if Tyloo just elect to cancel this and book it over towards the B bomb site. That certainly is where Danking and Slowly are headed. All they have to do is deal with QQ. Even a 1-for-1 trade here will allow a bomb to go down. QQ does have a substantial amount of HP, but somebody's still getting work done. Timing is perfect there from QQ. And he really seems to be the one silver lining for Beyond at the moment. So we'll deal with Slowly as well. It's just somebody left alive. He's got no time left. Can do a bit more damage, especially if QQ runs out of ammo. Can he get away? No.
Oh, after the clock as well.
That's bad.
That's dirty. Somebody with $650 in the bank. That is no good for Tyloo. But good for Beyond. They get it done. Great hold from QQ coming through. Played the clock perfectly, and there is a chance of this comeback to happen.
Yep.
STK, no utility there. Over towards, I think he's just going to be playing pit. Maybe even sight. Tyloo again on the Deagles. They're just going to go for the half buy. No armor for anyone. No utility. Going to just go for those headshots, body shots. Strength in numbers approach. These SMGs that have been carried across are going to be dangerous for Tyloo.
It's important for Beyond to build that money up. They've got a long road ahead of them, and they're going to be facing a lot of repurchases from Tyloo. If this goes late, you know, if it goes up to 14-14 or something like that, then Tyloo inevitably will have built that loss bonus up. And so it's pretty imperative that Beyond is able to farm up the ecos as much as possible. Danking did have a Deagle in hand, but wasn't really given the opportunity to use it all that much, and nor were the rest of his teammates. Oh, decent damage across from Tyloo in the end there, but KNTZ and STK both survive, and 6-12 is the scoreline. This, however, is where things get interesting, Mac. We've got the gun buy coming through from Tyloo. They're going to have the utility that they need. Somebody, by virtue of the fact that he died after time in one of the rounds, does have to go down to a Galil, but aside from that, it's looking quite good for Tyloo here. So, you said, be a little bit scared to see what Tyloo have got on the T side, and this is the round that we're going to get it in.
And early molly as well, Slowly. Straight into Olaf, double molly, which isn't going to hit the mark because that smoke doesn't go deep enough there for Beyond. So utility not hitting the correct positions. Double push into apps, or triple push rather. We've got Olivia on the off angle, making sure no one comes in through that window room. And the other two gazing down into Freezer, ready for Tyloo's aggression. But the aggression is actually happening on the other side of the map here. Up Banana. Happy to keep this part of the map because, look, they are not fussed. Beyond. Nothing at bracket. They haven't heard a thing. They know that Tyloo's going to use at least one flash before they go to that position. So Apartments is their focus, but the bomb now rotating over towards Banana, over towards the rest of the boys for Tyloo here.
Well, it will be interesting to see what somebody can get done over on the A-bomb side of the map. He's the kind of player that sort of thrives in these solo situations, but it's going to end up being just a bit of a fake from him. Smoke on Arch side and the flash goes through as well. Tyloo still holding on. They haven't pushed their foot down on the accelerator just yet.
And look, here's that aggression coming through apps now as well. Beyond, they've got all this information, but it might just be too late.
Interesting flash onto attacker.
Potential for a retake to come through here. QQ will finally find first blood with just 25 seconds remaining. And another from Mayrolls. So it's going to be the 3v5 and Beyond can play for the retake.
Well, someone's going to have to step up here for Tyloo. Who is it going to be? Summer goes all the way back into Dark. Somebody, however, sees both in Banana, and we asked for someone to step up. Well, there it is. Now it's a 3-on-3. Banana control here for Tyloo, and they got two players at the back of site as well. Beyond starting to get low on HP. Myroll's down to 48, but they do dispatch of somebody. Dan King spotted out as well. Doesn't seem to matter. One-on-one now for Summer and QQ, who will win it once again. The hero for Beyond, keeping it alive. It goes down to the one gun, though, for the CT side. This is where that money starts to become a factor.
Now, I want to talk about that flash that came through from somebody. Dan King peaked a little bit too early. He also got blinded with the two CT players that were trying to funnel their way in at Barbecue and CT. And that point in the round is where Tyloo lost it. Obviously, it did come down to that final battle, but Dan King could have had 2 kills for free. And that could have been another Tyloo round. So Beyond need to thank their lucky stars that the coordination was slightly off there. Now, Olivia putting on his best Dan King appearance.
Yeah. Flash is going to go through from Summer. But again, you can just see Tyloo are not afraid of Beyond at all. It's very different. Their T-side versus what Beyond showed us. That unrelenting aggression, that willingness to push through smokes like that. And Tyloo, they've changed up the pace. They've caught Beyond off guard. The fact that they've got Attacker into Library here as well is problematic in itself. A double kill on the cards. He's got that done, and STK is the sole survivor, the last man standing for Beyond in a round that is surely going to put Tyloo over the edge. 13-7 is what they're looking for, but not only that, the economy break, and Beyond will not be able to afford to buy here. QQ's got a bit in his back pocket, but what can you do right now?
Yeah, that was a very interesting decision from Tyloo. You know, they've just got that smoke dropped on the molly at the same time as 2 flashes coming through bracket, and it was just the insta-wrap straight onto the A site. There was nothing that the A site defenders could do for Beyond because, well, look, the last man alive was the pit player.
Yeah.
Everyone else got mopped.
It's interesting. QQ's gone straight into the AWP, so it's going to try and have an impact. Not too much bought behind it. It's just the armor and the pistol there for KNTZ. Myroll's as well. So QQ's going to have to try and get a bit aggressive. You can see him already doing that in toward Banana. Tyloo's not interested at all, though. And if Tyloo pick up the pace, they might actually just run into the A-bomb site before QQ can even be given the opportunity to have an impact here.
QQ still edging forward. He's almost at the bottom of mid. This is going to be all the information in the world. Even though the stack is here from Beyond, can they deal with Tyloo? Currently, that's going to be full control of mid now for Beyond, but Tyloo, they're in the site, and that's what they need to worry about. The MAC-10 wraps up a couple of the players. QQ goes down, unable to utilize the AWP to its full effectiveness, and now it's Mayrolls on the other side of a smoke between a rock and a hard place.
It was almost there for QQ, wasn't it? You know, if he had taken it a little bit quicker, gotten there 2 seconds earlier, he probably gets a free kill into someone's back, and admittedly, Dan King did go down, but it was to the pistols, and QQ only fired after the fact, after he died. Tyloo got into the A-bomb site quickly enough. So really, in that round, it comes down to timing. It's just a game of timing. And Tyloo get it right by the sliver of their teeth. We'll see a tactical pause come out here from Beyond. It's an opportunity to take a quick look at the scoreboard. Dan King 23-12, having a good one. And it's nice to see somebody back up there as well. He's a player that we really do look to quite a lot to have that impact. Slowly's down the bottom of the scoreboard, but I got to say he hasn't been performing too badly himself.
Yeah.
Seen a couple of critical rounds out from him. Normally he's the entry fragger here on the T side as well, so you don't really expect to see huge numbers out from him.
It reminds me of that round. He was entry fragging on the CT side as well, you know, just going straight down banana, no fear at all.
I mean, it goes both ways, right? You know how to enter the site on the T side. Chances are you probably know how to do it. If you're playing CT, what difference does it make? It's just a different gun.
It's just a different mindset.
Yeah.
Well, same mindset.
I guess you're kind of under the time pressure. Maybe there's that.
Yeah. Well, let's see what pressure Beyond get put under now. Tyloo back on the guns, full utility and almost full control of banana. Nice placement of the mollies. There will be some counter utility to extinguish, but still Beyond looking to fight here. Slowly. Great hands to catch that grenade. Not what you want though.
No. Better start here from Beyond, but they do lack a bit of utility. Still quite a lot of time left in the round. They've run out of all of their Molotovs. They've only got a few smokes left. So they will have to be pretty picky about when they throw these smokes in. Only one of them over to the B bomb side as well. That's Myrol's holding on to it for now. But this flash probably does force him to throw that smoke down. He's hanging on.
Whoa.
It's pretty ballsy, but I think maybe when you don't really have too much utility to play with, you do kind of need to just take these little risk-reward kind of plays.
Solid setup over on the B site though. You've got QQ boosted up on the ledge, just waiting. Even with the attention drawn. Could make the play work, and Tyloo's going to fall straight into the trap as well. 40 seconds. But Mayrol's already used that smoke, so it's just a couple of flashes. Olivia wanted to go for that rotation, but he's stuck in library reading. Reading the play wrong, though. 20 seconds. Tyloo on their way in.
Well, slowly is looking for the entries. QQ shoots him in the back. The check comes in from Tyloo, but QQ's able to fall off of the flower pots early. Bomb plant does need to go down here. He's back up again. He's being a real pest right now. Attacker will inevitably get that plant down, and here comes the reinforcements.
The thing is right now is that Tyloo know that Beyond are all going to be coming in from CT because somebody never left mid.
Yeah, there was a team calling there as well, so it's 3-on-3. KNTZ does at least get Dan King Summer overwhelmed by the FAMAS, but Attacker's in such a powerful position, and the fact that somebody can come in from behind in CT as well is going to be the nail in the coffin for Beyond, at least in this round, and probably for the map as well, Mac. I gotta say, not feeling too confident about Beyond to be able to bring this one back, so Olivia just going to try and see what he can do with the FAMAS here, but best case scenario is he dies to the bomb. Whoa. I don't think he's getting out of there alive. 15-7. Money is in a dire position for Beyond here as well, and well, I think we're going to see a 16-7, Mac.
Yeah, it is certainly looking so, and if this is what Tyloo looked like on Inferno, you don't want to see Tyloo on Dust 2, which is going to be the second map, and I dare say it's going to be coming up very shortly indeed, because right now Tyloo have everything in their favor. They just need to hope that they aren't going to run into a nade stack. Well, there's not even any nades there, it's just Beyond. Just going to be stacking up with the weapons, not looking in the right direction. The flash doesn't hit the mark. Dan King goes for 2. He might even be hungry for a 3rd as well.
I wouldn't have been surprised to see that jumping shot just
yeah, at this point.
be a headshot, you know, like, why not? It seems like that's the kind of game that Tyloo are playing right now. Dan King's on 25 kills for this map so far. So it really has just been quite a difficult one for Beyond to negotiate. Looks like KNTZ is going to try and go on a bit of an expedition right now on the CT side, but he might run straight into Summer's gun. I mean, you really have to at this point, I guess, try and do something, but chances of it working and not too high.
It's just a rough situation that's continuing to get worse as well, and STK not in the best position. 1v5 up against Tyloo. Look.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to be seeing too much from this one. It's a bit of an anti-climax to finish the map off. STK at least gets the kill onto somebody. So that'll prolong things for a moment, but there we go. Summer finishes things, and Tyloo are the winners of Inferno. 16-7 the scoreline. We'll break it all down on the analyst desk.